Hello, Swepsonville. As we continue with our Saturday group sessions at 10 o'clock in the morning every single Saturday, I have been updating this post. This week, we continued our discussion about the strategic goal or strategic plan or the strategic direction, and also emphasized the fact that every time that we make a decision is based on a tactical situation where you have to make a decision, and we are calling those things tactical. So what happens is when we make a decision is because we're anticipating, right? We are anticipating what will happen is, as a result, something favorable and not something unfavorable. And that was the entire discussion for this week. We also mentioned that we have to keep in mind the hierarchy of need from Abraham Maslow. And we highlighted that most of our time is spent in one of these four quadrants that were highlighted by Dr. Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Next week, we are actually going to continue this discussion and dig deep down into what situations we are anticipating a favorable outcome or an unfavorable, through being more mindful about what is happening in our nervous system and how it's connected to the vagus nerve and the limbic system and the endocrine system. Not even halfway. But it's called The Good Life, and it says it's lessons from the world's longest scientific study of happiness. And when I was a therapist, I used this to learn, what it means to be happy. So anyway, in 1938, they started this study with families from different demographics. I think it was Boston, one of the large cities, or Chicago, I can't remember now. But these two guys, you can see their pedigree over here. I mean, this guy, let's see, professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. Yeah.
Harvard study.
Yeah. So anyhow, I thought I'd share it because he has very much the same type of thing that we're pursuing. At least, that's what I've been trying to put my fingers on, because it's not a very simple picture. Okay, so, but I figure that if we find the language to identify what it is that we're doing here today, for example, then I guess that we have a better understanding of what we are doing with ourselves.
Yeah.
For example, the thing about the strategy, I told you, what I wanted with mine, and then Jackie, you had a good strategy that is basically stay healthy so that you can be there for your sister, your daughter and your granddaughter, right? And David, you didn't articulate it, but please, if I'm putting words in your mouth, you let me know if I'm wrong. All right, so it's basically your strategy is to let every single person know that you can be saved, right? So I think that's what your what do you call it? Your strategy is. And David, he hasn't come with one yet. So he's, we still have to hear from him, right, David? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I am recording.
I kind of been.
You want to join us over here?
Yeah, in just a second. I've kind of been a Quaker since I was 18, 17, 18. And one of their big things is just to sit there and shut up and listen and consider what you have to say. And that's kind of what I try to do.
Yeah, we were talking about the Native American costume, right?
Yeah, passing around the piece by.
Right, but what I remember reading is that they listen, the tradition is to listen to the person who is talking, and then have a pause between the end of that person talking, have a short pause so that they can process what has been said, and then do what Perry was talking about last week, respond instead of react. Because when we react, if we're lucky, you have 50-50 chance, right? If you're lucky, you hit it right. But you got 50% chance of being wrong. And David, I wanna mention something since we're not really, formally starting. And I shared with Dave yesterday that each one of us, some people call it the ego, and especially in psychology, the ego. We have to defend our ego, as the psychologists would say. But I like to say my existence, right? Because, I have to defend my existence. It encompasses all of this that we've been talking about. And then also, my existence is part of a bigger existence that all of you are part of, right? David,
everybody's part of
even the universe, right? We're talking about
the matrix,
yesterday.
yeah.
Yesterday about the effect that which Mercury has on the sign of Virgo. Why I am a Virgo. And Gemini. Okay. But anyway, so
Virgo and Gemini, those are the two signs ruled by Mercury.
The picture is
the ones that are most sensitive to it.
Right, the picture is bigger than I can put my mind around. So I'm trying to figure out if we can put a language to it, then we can understand it a little better and understand ourselves a little better. And then maybe even, Jackie, I think you said this the first session. I'm trying to remember the exact words, but they elude me. and you said something like, this is the stuff that we need to be talking about, and nobody's talking about it. So I think you said that.
Maybe. Might been the other way.
Yeah, but anyway, this book is great because, I mean, on the inside cover it has this here, the long scientific study of happiness ever, the longest conducted, supported by many other studies that have been done since then, shows that strong relationships, and this is the thing, strong relationships make for a good life. Good relationships keep us healthier and happier. Are they crazy? I mean, no, I don't think so.
Well, even if you don't have anybody in your life, you have a cat.
Right, exactly.
I mean, everybody has something.
Or imaginary friends. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But listen, what kind of relationships? All kinds. Marriages and long-term partnerships, families, friends, work colleagues, friendships made in places of worship, on the playground or the tennis court, in a book club, for example. I mean, they say all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating book, and if you want to take a picture of it, like I said, I'm still reading it.
I just open it, a lot of times when I have a brand new book that I don't know anything about, I just open it somewhere at random, about 2/3 of the way through. And I read a letter in there, and that letter could have been addressed to my brother. My brother's same name, Robin, you know, the letter to Robin, somebody. And it was
You read the whole thing,
it was just a chatty little letter, you know.
and he was still, you know, so he actually took a picture of the letter and sent it to
it
his
was like,
brother. Hey,
this is
Robin.
something I would be writing to my brother Robin. And, you know,
Good. So welcome to the today's the sixth session.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn the camera off so that we can talk more freely, I guess.
my brother wrote a book too.
Oh.
I've been.
Oh, bring